Them niggas shrink around you, man. You know what I'm saying? They just in the space probably before you was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas shrink when you come around. That's why them niggas don't want you around.
Situation with the genders and all of that shit that we've been hearing about. And there's nobody better than the gore. Philosophical to come set that bitch off.
Yo, you know the game been.
Good. Could y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me, man? Can y'all hear me in the chat? What's up? I see Skunk Pack in the building. I see Terrence in the building. I see Illisoul in the building. Can y'all hear me? Hassan is in the building. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? It sounds good. It sounds good. Can y'all hear me? Salute. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1. Yes, sir. Okay. What's going on, y'all? Y'all see what it is, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see the title of the show. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this for a while because I feel like in a lot of these relationship conversations, all right, cool. I'm glad everybody can hear me. In a lot of these relationship conversations, I feel like we run into like a brick wall, I feel like, with each other. And I'm going to speak from the perspective of men, you know what I'm saying? As far as dating the women, I'm sure women are dealing with some issues as well when they deal with the brothers. But as far as like a free thinking man, a man who, you know, doesn't just take everything at face value, I think a lot of times we start dealing with a lot of sisters. A lot of times God is put in front of us. And when I listen to a lot of the ministers of today and the sentiments that they speak towards, I see how it could, good looking on the hat, I see how they could be misled in dealing with us when you get to the root of their thinking. You know what I'm saying? And the root of their thinking oftentimes comes from these certain pastors. Shout out to 18th letter. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for pulling up today. You get to root their thinking. It comes from the real narcissistic type of gospel that really don't have nothing to do with the grand scheme of things. And when you look at how this perspective has affected just our minds, like as you can see by the title, you know, its effects on life, love, and consciousness. Thank you, Illisoul. You know, and consciousness. You know, it's like we really have an issue connecting based on with a lot of people that come from this train of thought. And like a lot of times I see, shout out to Raj Will, shout out to everybody that pulled up. When you get to know them, the train of thought comes from this place, and it's like it just caused a lot of isms and schisms. And a lot of these people are just preaching towards something that's just not right. You know, you got these guys that's talking about, you know, it's not good to give to the poor, and, you know, just these concepts that a lot of our women believe, and they bleed. They take these concepts and they bring them to these relationships. And there's a lot of people that can't get with a sister just because they don't go to church, or just because they don't attend a ministry. And a lot of good sisters, a lot of good brothers getting left out just because they don't want to align with this prosperity ideology. And I also think that this train of thought has kind of retarded the minds of a lot of our people. You know what I mean? It's hard to really understand and get some type of solace with people who believe in certain ways that I'm going to show tonight. I have a short that it was actually a trailer I made, and it was playing for a little while, and then it stopped playing. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube and these videos, man. But I don't know if y'all seen it. Did y'all see the trailer when y'all clicked on it? Was y'all able to see the trailer? Because it wasn't playing for me. It played for a little while. Did y'all see the trailer? Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. They showing love early. Shout out to 18th letter for the first super chat of the day. Gotta show love to the brother. The brother says, showing some love and support. We need more thought-provoking intellectual streams like this. Yes, man, I appreciate it. Because it's like, when I really get to know, when I really see the behavior, and like, 'cause I was raised in a church, and I looked at, when I really got to the bottom of the belief and where it comes from, I realized a lot of our people didn't do it. And people say, you know, they try to throw Jesus in your face. They try to throw their belief in God. But when we really get to the bottom of the religion, it's like it has nothing to do with what these people be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to Jesus, you know, Jesus prayed to God. Jesus spoke a language called Aramaic. Because I really want to get to the root of this and why is it so important and why is it always used as an excuse not to be with somebody because they don't want to go to your church or they claim they don't believe in God. You can believe in God and not participate in a certain religious ceremony called the Black Church, aka Christianity, because that's just what it is. In my opinion, is religious ceremony and it's religious entertainment. And I don't think the Most High has nothing to do with it. So when you get to the bottom of the faith, when you get to the root of it, the main character that they love to throw in our face is Jesus. You know, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in God? Do you, you know? So Jesus actually prayed to God. You know what I'm saying? He spoke a language called Aramaic. And I want to share with you guys what language was the name of God in that language. Name for God. Because sometimes I think that the religion, the God of the religion of this particular faith, the way people act and the way they behave, I don't know if that's God at this point. I don't know what force that is. You know what I mean? So it made me inquisitive. It made me get to the bottom line of like what, because you have the Bible that's talking about these events and these people that carry themselves a certain way. And then you have this faith called Christianity that seems to be kind of contradictory to the mannerism and the behavior of the people in this book. You know, Jesus was a very modest person. He was a carpenter. You know, he dealt with the poor. He dealt with the sick. He dealt with the downtrodden. So when I see these particular faiths, these churches preach this prosperity message, and they got a lot of our women by the grips of it, I can see how it can cause a lot of confusions in the home and in a lot of separation in Black women and Black men. Hold on. I'm on here searching. Hold on, y'all. Oh, God. All right. I'm about to share the screen. Now, according to let's go. According to Google, in Aramaic, the word for God is Elah, which is pronounced Alaha or Eleha, and is considered the close equivalent to the Hebrew Elohim, meaning God. Origin comes from the Proto-Semitic word Il, which is also root of the Arabic Allah. Usage found in the Aramaic sections of the Bible, particularly in the books of Ezra, Daniel, and Jeremiah. So, if Jesus called God Allah, what were the faith of the people in the Bible? The only people that I know that call God Allah today is Muslim, which makes sense when you understand things from a historical perspective, because when you look at the people of the Bible, that area they live in, the Palestine, they Muslim to this day. Still going against, dealing with the Christian colonial forces to this day. They're still going at it. So if Jesus was praying to Allah, who are you praying to? Because I didn't see the word Jehovah. I didn't see Yahweh. I didn't see none of these words. Jesus didn't pray to those people. But these are the people that throw in your face when you don't believe what they believe. And a lot of relationships get broken. I've met women who say, well, if you don't go to church, or if you're not saved, then I can't date you. And it's like, what does that actually mean? You know what I'm saying? Does it mean to be a good person? Does it mean to go to your church and be a fellowship with you and things like that? Like, what does it actually mean? Does it mean to live a certain way, or does it mean to profess certain things and behave a certain way in this building? Brother Illuso said, why do people actually believe in Jesus if Jesus prayed to God? Shouldn't we be asking if they believe in God? Exactly. He prayed to Allah according to the research. So who is this other thing who is Allah? Who is Jehovah? Jesus didn't pray to none of these things. And when you look at these people and how they act, they seem very out of control, very overzealous. I'm gonna go to my Instagram since it didn't load up on here. I want to play this clip I uploaded on my page. Oh, now they ain't even letting me go there. Hold on, man. Hold on. I want to play some clips and just get to the bottom of this the best way we can. First, I want to start because I feel like the original reason for the church has fell short from where it So let's get to the bottom of where it started. No, that's not it. Bear with me on this clip. From that.
The first group of kidnapped Africans arrived on a Portuguese ship called the White Lion in Jamestown, Virginia, in August of 1619. And it is generally accepted that this was the beginning date for what would be 246 years of chattel slavery in America. The historical record reads that the ship arrived with, quote, 20 some odd number Negroes, unquote, mostly from the Central African Angola region. They were brought to do the back-breaking work of raising commercial crops like tobacco and cotton and sugarcane in the new colonies. About 12
and I have a couple people I invited, but once we hit our goal, I'll drop the link and I'll open up the link to the chat. But I have a few people that's supposed to be pulling up, chopping up with me. But outside of that, it's a pretty closed panel. So if you want me to drop the link and open it up to the crowd, please support the channel, trying to hit my goal, at least 15 super chats of at least $5 or more, and I will definitely drop the link.
1.5 million Africans were shipped to the Americas during what is called the transatlantic slave trade. Almost 11 million survived the Middle Passage, and a little over 500,000 came to what we presently call the United States. Now, all European nations involved in the slave trade were Christian, and early on, some questioned as to whether or not they should evangelize the slave population. In North American British colonies, it was seen as problematic to baptize Africans. What if they equated salvation of their souls with freedom of their bodies?
Now look at that, because the Bible says you can't get a clean thing from an unclean thing. You judge a tree by the fruit it bear. The man just said that they didn't even want to baptize them or introduce them to the faith because they didn't want them to feel confidence in question their own life. So look at the way. Shout out to Tafer L with the 199. Peace, brother. Appreciate it, bro. It all counts. Please support the stream. Y'all. I know I ain't see y'all in a minute, but life be lifing. But we are not passing a donation, trash basket. We definitely need them donations.
Donation. I thought it was a trash. Don't be hitting on me.
It's not a trash basket, y'all. So yeah, let's get back to it.
Early on, enslaved Africans held on to the remnants of traditional African spiritual beliefs and often meant.
Real quick, so like I was saying, he was saying how they didn't even want to introduce, they didn't even want to bring the Africans into the faith. And a lot of them was holding on to their early spiritual roots, because people act like this concept of Christianity that's brought to us was this revelation of God. It came in the midst of a time when we were confused, where we didn't know who we are. We didn't know any better, because the faith that I believe they speak of in the Bible and the way that people behave that's professed to be Christians, to me, is two different things. If you ask me, the Bible is a book about Islamic people. That's just my opinion. That's what history seems to say. Jesus prayed to what was called Allah in his language. So I don't see what the confusion is. The people that were in that place of Palestine and of the sort, they're still Islamic to this day. So nothing really changed. It seemed like the only thing that changed is how we perceive history or our lack of understanding it. But yeah, he's talking about how our we initially was dealing with our spiritual beliefs.
And in spirited meetings in the evenings, small groups. And they kept whatever rituals and religions that they could remember as they produced the next generations of families from this blend of African peoples perpetually enslaved. And so these meetings were referred to by historians as hush-harbored gatherings, religious meetings. They were known to gather near streams or waters or harbors which felt familiar, and they longed to return to a home that was now far away. This was the genesis of the spiritual search of an enslaved people looking for the presence of divinity in a strange and sorrowful land. A remarkable trans-denominational spiritual movement leapfrogged across the Atlantic Ocean from England to America during a period that would be known as, listen to this, the First Great Awakening. In looking at this history of the First Great Awakening, we see now that being woke is not a new cultural phenomenon. Led by preachers back then like George Whitefield and John Wesley and Jonathan Edwards, this period would see This period would see the rise of Bill and John Wesley, preachers back then, a new cultural phenomenon. We see now that the First Great Awakening. In looking at this history of the
First Great Awakening,
listen to this, to America during a leapfrogged across the Atlantic Ocean.
This part, this is
a remarkable trans-denominational spiritual movement leapfrogged across the Atlantic Ocean.
Leapfrogged across the Atlantic from England
to America during a period that would be known as, listen to this, the First Great Awakening. In looking at this history of the First Great Awakening, we see now that being woke is not a new cultural phenomenon.
In the heart of Europe, this current rendition, because everybody always want to talk about, oh, it's from Ethiopia, it's Ethiopia. No, this current rendition came from the heart of England to you. It didn't come from the hills of Ethiopia. It came from the heart of England to you, black people. So let's stop acting like we're talking about that specific version of Christianity. That's what we're performing. We're dealing with something that came out the heart of England. But we got my boy, I see you in the back. I'm gonna need you to cam up though, my brother. Got my man. Okay, he's in the building. Yeah, I got my first guest in the building. My man. Witch Doctor is in the building. Yo. What up? Peace, bro.
Good.
You been paying attention to the conversation so far?
No, I just tuned in. I was trying to find it on YouTube, but I already had the StreamYard link already copied and shit.
Okay, bet. So basically, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of time in these relationship conversations, I hear a lot of women say, oh, I need a man of God, or, a lot of times, the church is used as a buffer or as a disqualifying factor of why people need to be heard, need to be listened to, or even be with each other. I hear a lot of people in these panels always, they refer to Christianity and God as if that's the only way you can find God. So I really want to get to the root of this thinking, because when we really break it down, the main character of the Bible is Jesus. Jesus he spoke a language called Aramaic. And the word for God in Aramaic language was Allah. So it's like if Jesus was praying Jesus prayed to Allah, or oftentimes he would refer to him as Abba, which means Father. I never heard Jesus pray to Jehovah. I never heard Jesus pray to Yahweh, and none of these other things that people try to include. He's not praying to that. So what are you praying to? What force are you corresponding with that's making you behave this way, acting crazy in this church? And how is that thinking leading to your decision making when it comes to mates? Because if it's based on nonsense, or it's based on something that's mistruth or not all the way correct, how can that lead you to a fruitful life? And it may be another reason why we're not able to connect to our sisters, because they coming from this train of thought that really doesn't have nothing to do with spirituality or anything like that. So right now, I'm watching this video of this brother talking about how it got here, And he was saying how it came directly from England in a spiritual movement to America. But a lot of people like to say, oh, this is from Ethiopia. But it's like, yeah, but the version of Christianity that you're dealing with is from the heart of England.
Now,
so,
people say that so they could hold on to that shit, bro. That's the same reason why they run from being Christians and be Hebrew Israelite, because they just want it in the most digestible form. They still hooked, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, how long is this going to be a reason why you can't connect with somebody because they don't go to your church? Because believing in the Most High and living a certain lifestyle and going to church and being a Christian, to me, are two different things. Because I feel like the Bible is talking about Islamic people. Personally, that's what I think. I don't think it's was talking about, because when you look at the actual area where they lived at in the Bible, the way they dress, Jesus was called the Prince of Peace. Islam means peace. You know what I mean? They pray with their forehead touching the ground. That's how Muslims pray. And the region where they was at, they're Muslim now to this day. Jesus was killed according to Roman law. The faith of Rome is Christian Catholic. So why would they kill the face of their faith? Something's not adding up. So it's like, when you look at the message of these pastors, like this guy named Cleon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the clip. There's a guy that
This is our story. Black churches in Spain, the African
was talking about
already boils up in somebody and they want to apply it to you. You know when somebody has declared war on you.
I'm hearing something, but I ain't seen it.
No, I'm about to play it. These are the messages that our sisters and our brothers are listening to. And they try to take these messages and make them make sense in the relationship, man. And I don't think it works out. How do you feel about the Christian perspective when it comes to looking for a mate? When you hear sisters say, I need a man of God and I need a brother that believes, like, well, what does that, when you hear that, what do you think of?
It could go two ways, right? A lot of times when you hear like a woman is saying that, sometimes they don't really mean that shit, because sometimes what do they mean as a man of God? What I would say though, I think religion got like dope relationship structures, because I notice a lot of people who come together within religion.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime.
And even if somebody's on some Christian stuff, they like they say what it is, God, man, and then woman, and then child, or something like that. I mean, they got like structure, so I think it's a good and a bad thing. But as far as going by is like historical facts and shit like that, I don't think we should use religion for like historical facts. But as far as like guidelines on how to live, I think that is the good you could take from the shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So let's check out this clip of this brother right here.
Time a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always, and there is no blessing connected to the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication.
It sounds like it's echoing.
Multiplication.
It's an echo?
Yeah, it sounds like it's echoing, like I could hear it twice. I don't know if it's coming through your microphone or...
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Do y'all hear the echo too in the chat? Y'all hear the echo?
The other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you all.
You still hear the echo?
Yeah, it's still sounding like an echo.
Why is it doing that?
Let's see.
Ways, and there is no blessing connected to blessing.
I don't hear no echo on my side. That's crazy how y'all hear it. Refresh that page.
Here's the other problem with the church is that
y'all still hear it. I'm gonna play it again. Y'all still hear it?
anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always, and there is no.
You still hear it?
Yeah, let me mute and see if it's my shit.
Okay. I'm gonna mute mine.
Blessing connected to blessing the poor, other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give $1 to somebody on the street, talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Read your Bible. Charity does not bring wealth. Only the tithe does that. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it.
Yeah,
Because when I consider the foolery, what I said in the church.
stuff like that's these are the minds, these are the men that's talking to our women. A lot of our women's mindsets are coming from these men like that. Like, how do you feel about what he just said, bro?
He didn't really make no sense. And the thing about it, bro, like that, I think any and everybody. I ain't been to a church in years. I didn't know they let any and everybody preach, bro. Because that guy, that shit is dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm pretty sure his church be packed on Sundays, full of women. And
Right.
it's like they this. I think the church don't realize how mainstream they are. Like, they think that they're like this separate chosen people. It's like, no, the church is very mainstream and it's very secular. There's nothing set apart about it. And I'm not trying to bash believing in God. I'm challenging the notion that the church and its current rendition has nothing to do with the Most High at all. I even think that the only way we even deal with this version of Christianity is because of how it was given to us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's not even ours at all. It's like, why is it assumed that to be a person of God, you got to go to church? What if I'm a Muslim? What if I'm a Buddhist? What if I'm like, why is this disqualifying me to deal with most of our sisters? You know what I'm saying? It's like, the thing that this man said that I don't agree with is donating to charity ain't got nothing to do with wealth. That's the thing. It's not about multiplying wealth when you give to somebody. It's strictly to help them out and to bless them. So if you teaching this from the pulpit,
but look at this. A lot of times, church don't teach empathy. It teach like do good because you got a free ticket to heaven. It's not giving the poor some food because I know how it feel like to be hungry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you some food because that's empathy. I feel what it feels like to be where you at right now. Is about I'm about to do this shit for a reward. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a ticket to heaven.
Exactly. And that's another good point, because it's a fear-based situation. You're not even trying to establish no relationship with nothing higher or with your fellow man and sister. You're just trying to save your ass, man. Let's just call a spade a spade. You just saying, hey, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to burn in the fire.
Yeah.
It's like the title I got right here. It's a lot of economic implications to this type of message. Like, the church was made to inspire people and to have a voice for the oppressed. It wasn't about getting fly and getting money and all of these other things. It's like the shit these guys be saying it just be out of control. Did you see that video of them dancing to swag surfing at the church?
Nah, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm saying? I done seen twerk videos.
Here's the other problem with the church.
All types of shit. I think the echo was on your end too.
Yeah. When I turn the mic off, it don't do it. Nah, these guys is crazy. These guys is crazy. And I think this pastor that we just played, I think he just asked his congregation to raise like $4 million or something for him or something like that.
Shit.
It's like, how can you connect with a woman who think like that? Like, I don't see how you can connect with a woman if you really know Tom, that you really got some type of sense. How can you connect with a woman that has that type of, that goes to a place like that?
A lot of time, the man of God that you competing with is the pastor, bro. A lot of time you competing with the pastor, bro.
That's a fact. He's really your girl's man.
Yeah.
That's who you really in a relationship with. That's why I be telling cats, like, when it comes to polygamy, not to jump around, polygamy ain't just physically having access to women, it's having access to multiple women's mind. I feel like the church, the pastor's a great example because he has multiple women's mind in the palm of his hand. And a lot of times they go against their own man based on what the pastor say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if your woman ain't getting a word from you, then that's bad. Like, I seen a clip on Instagram where a brother, he posted, he said, yo, my girl in trouble, she don't need to go to her friends, she don't need to go to no so-and-so, she need to go to God. And I'm like, I think when your girl has an issue, she need to go to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like she need to be trying to find God through her relationship with you. Not to say that she should worship a man. I don't want people to take it sacrilegious. But I think a lot of times brothers don't realize that the power of God that need to be working through these, speaking to these women, need to be coming through us. Because they're listening to men. They're not listening to God. They listen to a church. They go to church and listen to a man. They listen to a man tell them about God. They not listen to God. They listen to a man. So they need to be listening to the man in their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about having a spiritual influence on your woman? Like, how do you think how do you think a brother should replace that? Like, if a man who got a woman that's addicted to the church, or how do you think brothers should come in and provide some type of spiritual grounding for their woman outside of the church?
I think by having them spiritual conversations with each other, a lot of people in relationships, a lot of people in there really they're interested in like spirituality. But if you got a woman that there's an interest, I think like just having conversations with each other to see how each other see things, and introduce them to different things that could have them have like a different point of view. Because what I find, like the more you try to take somebody out of whatever religion they follow, the more defensive they get, and the more they root in, the more they clutch onto that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think like trying to like bash their religion or push them away from their religion is the best way to go about it. But as far as having open conversations with a lot of things, most times you open Christian people to other stuff, bro. They are most religious people. They be able to see, bro. We in the age of information, bro. People would be questioning their beliefs, bro. You know what I'm saying? So once people got an open conversation, you realize most people is agnostic and they just following whatever they follow based on tradition, fear, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. I feel the same way. So they want men to be God-fearing because it caters to treat them right, but they won't submit to God to treat us right. Yeah, some women don't. That's definitely true. That's definitely true. Yeah, man. I want to play this clip from this damn church though, because I thought this was crazy.
A viral church video is causing controversy around Metro Atlanta.
Hold on, let's slow down.
The bishop played a popular rap song at a New Year's Eve service, and some people are not happy with this. Channel 2's Audrey Washington live at the Dream Center Church of Atlanta in South DeKalb County. Audrey, the bishop told you the music was part of his sermon.
He did, and Linda, that sermon was delivered right there behind me inside the Dream Center Church of Atlanta. Now, Bishop William Murphy told me he has heard the criticism.
Could you hit full screen? Oh, you're still looking for it.
The video out of context.
Let's look what he's saying.
This is not what you normally hear or see inside of a church. People dancing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to judge and I don't want to prejudge, but looking based on these two sisters in the front, they look like they might be in a relationship. So it looks like
No. Why they look like they're in a relationship?
I'm just looking at the type of vibes of who's in this crowd. It's like they just let anything go on in these damn churches, man. It's like, this is secular to the max. This is definitely mainstream culture. It's not the church is the religion of the world, man.
Surfing between the pews. Happened during a New Year's Eve service here at the Dream Center Church of Atlanta, and Bishop William Murphy is explaining why.
There's a church who gets me, Audrey, which was the whole point of the ministry.
Bishop Murphy said,
wait, bro.
Church ain't got to do with you, bro. It ain't about like. He said a church that gets what is it about getting you? They supposed to be getting God. Why is it about understanding you?
But the man trying to fill up the pews, man. The man is trying to fill up the pews. He's trying to figure out why people not going to church no more. Hey, man.
They're not going because they got access to reading. You know what I'm saying? They can do their homework and see. Like, I think the Bible is one book, and there's nothing wrong with the book. I just think the faith that is used that's used in the Bible is something totally different. I think the Bible is talking about Islamic people. But the thing is, he said,
I never heard that before. I never heard I'm actually about to look into that shit. I never heard that it was talking about Islamic people. I know a lot of Islamic people subscribe.
If you just look at the historical context clues, who else they had to be, because you're dealing with an area in Palestine where that's today is still Islamic. Like everybody that was on a certain, even if you want to look at the Bible as a history book, the people that was dealing with Rome, like the Romans back then were dealing with Catholicism and Christianity. They're dealing with that now. Like they never deviated. You know what I'm saying? Jesus always was going against the faith of the area. You gotta understand, around that time, I believe the Roman Empire was controlling. If you want to go by the history of the Bible, if you want to take that into consideration as actual history, the Roman Empire was controlling the Mediterranean area. That whole area was controlled by the Roman Empire, and the area where Jesus was supposedly at back then was under the occupation of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is what? Catholic. So Jesus was always speaking against the faith of the time, and he was always talking against the faith of the greater society to the people in the street. So that society had to be Catholic. It had to be Catholic.
Why people say that Jesus was Jewish?
You said what? They said Jesus was Jewish?
Yeah, why do people say that?
I don't know if people say it, the Bible say it. That's what I'm saying. The Bible said Jesus was Jew, but Jew is what's the word? A Semitic people, and we know that Semitic people are people of color. You know what I mean? Jesus was also a Moabite. His aunt was Ruth the Moabitess, and Moabitess is an ancient word for Moor. So the Moors was always Islamic. The people of that area was always Islamic. If you look at the garb of even how Jesus and him dressed back then, look at the Muslims, it's a similar garb. It's a more what's the word? A more humble religion. Like it was very meek. Jesus was a very meek person. So when I look at the historical clues, all roads lead to those people who had to be on an Islamic type of train of thought because they behave like that today. When I look at the modern Christian and it's the way they dress and the way it doesn't seem like something that humble. Like when you go to the masjid, they don't ask you for nothing. You just close, you just wash your ears, wash your feet, and you pray and you go home. Yeah. There's no asking for donations. Well, they ask for donations, I think, but I don't think they say we trying to buy this, we trying to buy that.
I went to the masjid a couple of times and I never seen them ask for donation.
It's very humble. And to me, the way they behave is more like Christ-like than I would say a Christian. I feel like a Christian is just a secular religion that's co-signed by popular society, which makes it real. And I think that anything that mainstream society co-sign, there has to be something. There's a red flag right away. Why would McDonald's
some sort of control shit going on? Yeah, some sort of control shit. Most mainstream shit is based on control.
Yeah, why would McDonald's sponsor Gospel Fest? Like this certain shit don't make sense. Why would McDonald's sponsor your faith? Like McDonald's kills people all over the place. Like I never see no big corporation.
If they sponsor the funeral, if they sponsor the funeral home, that should make more sense. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So when you look at those type of clues, it's like something is off with this faith, and I think it was forced down our throat. But I think it came in a time when we needed it when we were slaves, but we didn't know any better. Like, why would I have the faith of somebody who couldn't read? And a lot of read, and they became Christian. Obviously, they had no other.
People learned to read by being introduced to the Bible. That was the first book. A lot of our ancestors learned to read.
That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. Yeah, and I feel like how do you feel personally? How do you feel like the Christian faith of today's time? Do you think that it pushes people towards activism, or does it kind of quell the fire of consciousness? Do you think it adds to our upliftment, or it keeps us docile?
I think it keeps you docile. It keeps you in like a submissive state, and it make you always look for something outside of yourself for the most part. That's why I think a lot of people, especially a lot of younger Black people, is more gravitating to the Hebrew Israel. Like they're not running totally away from the Bible, but they gravitate into the more Hebrew Israelite, because that's like more like radical. Like to me, a lot of new spiritual movements that is a little bit more like, and not radical on some extreme shit, but just some like free thinking, rebellious to the old ways type shit. A lot of them like Hebrew Israelite, Rastafari, a lot of the new shit, people gravitate to that shit more. Some of them are flawed, but that's why I think a lot of young people fuck with them, because Christianity seems like a pacifying type of religion. You know what I'm saying? Turn the other cheek. You name it. There's a bunch of shit that make you like on some passive shit. You don't be humble, but it's like it's still like a passive thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny, right? I was watching a clip with Jamal Bryant, and he was speaking out against MAGA and speaking out against Trump, and and I just found it funny how the Christian church always, not all of them, but a lot of these mainstream, because you got a conservative Christian, then you got the liberal Christian, but a lot of Christianity that's pushed to the mainstream. A lot of Christian speakers that appeal to our women, they're always speaking against the Republican Party. And what's funny to me is
wait. You don't think more Christians is conservative?
I think a lot of them are. I think in America, I think it's Christianity on both sides, like liberal and conservative. I think most people in America are Christian, period. But I think it's you got the Christian Republican, you got the right-wing Christian who is about, my gun and my Bible and my land and my people. And then you got the liberal Christian who, to me, is more like a social thing. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can come to the church regardless of your interest, regardless of your sexual preference, regardless of whatever. It don't matter. And I think they had clashes. They both believe in the same thing, but the ideology, how they go about it, is totally different. But Jamal Bryant was talking about how he's so against MAGA, but I don't think a lot of these pastors, or a lot of people, I think the pastors know, but a lot of people don't realize, to me, if you hell-bent on the cross, I think you are an assistant to what you would call white supremacy. I don't think you're a threat to white supremacy at all. So I want to watch this clip real quick of him so-called denouncing MAGA and Trump and yada, yada, yada.
Tried to risk our freedom. I feel bad for them coons in the White House who are in there tap dancing for massa, wearing bow ties, shinning and grinding, laughing like nothing is funny. Get out of there, Negro, and stand with your people so that you understand that God is on our side. All these other churches might not say nothing, but at 6400 Woodrow, we right outside of Decatur where it's greater. You got to understand that there is more for us than there are against us. Y'all been praying for me all week. You've been nervous all week, but I ain't afraid of the spooks that sat at the door. These runaway slaves.
Yo, he did not say that shit. He did not say he's not afraid of the spook that sat by the door. He don't understand what the spook that sat by the door was, right? I think you muted, bro.
Yeah, let's get this clear. There's nothing more Bojangle, still out, coon as that bullshit that nigga just did. And all of that. Right there. That's the funny thing. It's like, bro, you projecting. That's you. You the cool. You skinning and grinning and all that, hooping and hollering. Like, that shit ain't no power. Ain't no energy in that shit. They really, this shit be crazy, bro. How they really be thinking that God is on our side. What God? Jesus praying to Allah. You niggas ain't praying to Allah. What God is you talking about? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out like why these dudes think that they got so much power. It's like, yo, you the coon, bro. The white man.
But you know why, bro? If you get a bunch of blind believers that just take everything you say, nigga, you're gonna start sipping your own Kool-Aid eventually, bro. You ever see Nature Boy talk? That nigga be confident.
He has so many women with him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm
saying. He has so many women with him, bro. it's like, yo, man, this guy is crazy, man.
In the White House, gonna throw my picture up thinking that I'm gonna be afraid. If you got real cash, don't show my picture.
This is the thing. He's not the problem. What scares me is those people in the crowd shouting.
Facts. That's what fuel the nigga. That's his fuel right there.
With him, we got to deal with them in the world. And that's why I keep telling people, yo, it's not about the people on the screen, yo. It's about the people in the chat. It's about the people that's sitting in the seats, man. Because they be believing this shit. You got so many people shouting and screaming and cheering this man on like he really saying some shit. It's like, yo, I don't know how people gonna get free if we still believe these dudes hooping and hollering, bro. And he be wearing design and shit. Like he be coming on the drippy and all that. It's like, yo, what part of the game is that, bro? What part of liberation is your Givenchy jacket?
Picture. Show the picture of the one that fired the Black Joint Chief of Staff from the military. If you gonna show a picture of the CEO of Target, Walmart, McDonald's, and Amazon that does not recognize black dollars or black business. If you gonna put up a picture,
he just lied. There are black business owners who have their products in Target. Like there's people who got their stuff in these places. You know what I'm saying? These guys just be getting on here just lying. Exactly, Tay. Like you talking about white corporations, bro. You design it down. You wear all of this Givenchy. I seen him with a Barriers hoodie. Them hoodies like $2 something. Like you not wearing black-owned products. It's like, yo, these guys just get online, bro, and they just cause, yo, I can't stand these ministers, bro. They make me sick, bro.
Put up a picture of the state legislators in Florida that are banning black books. If you gonna put up a picture, put up the picture of the one who is stealing classified information from the IRS and Social Security. If you gonna put up a picture of those that don't want your mama to pay $35 for insulin and your child to pay $35 for inhaler. If you gonna put up a picture of those that are jailing children and separating families.
You still echoing too, though.
That's not what happened. It's like, yo, the thing is, the people that's in that audience, they're not gonna look up nothing he talking about.
Bro, that's the same thing like YouTube. Like how much percentage of the people is like the court of public opinion is so crazy, bro. How much percent of the public is gonna actually fact check some shit? That is crazy. How much percent of them is even gonna check to see if anything is real? If somebody say Illa is with Al Qaeda or some shit, you know what I'm saying? How much people gonna go and check to see if that shit is real or not? It depends on the delivery. This is what people, yo, I'm telling you, bro. The public opinion is some dangerous shit, bro.
Yeah, all you gotta do is add a couple hot and people just run with that shit. And it's like, bro, that's the epitome of cooning to me is what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Screaming and hollering, hooting and hollering for the white man. It's like, bro, you are making them feel right at home. They're like, if we still listen to people like that, we got these niggas right where we want them. I'm trying to watch my language on the shows. But yeah, bro, like I just think that as long as we got people like this in our community, as long as our women are going to places like this, the relationship dynamic is not going to get better over here. Because they take these guys and they try to base their life on what Pastor Bryant said, what Kyan Bryant said, with all these people. And it's like they're not connecting with us. They're learning us and dealing with us vicariously through these religious platforms and these podcasts. And it's like, I'm just tired of the church brainwashing our people and keeping us in a state of like retardation. They're not pushing us towards any type of liberation. It's like, where's this smoke when Obama was in office pushing all these different agendas? Like it's just crazy that these guys, how they be talking. Brother said a small number to none. Yeah, word. He breathing like Baby D from Next Friday. Exactly. Like, why you gotta? Our people is crazy, bro. Our people. But I know you gotta roll, my boy. I ain't trying to hold you up. I know you gotta get your thing going on.
Oh, I was about to stream this to my channel.
Oh, you was gonna do a double stream?
Yeah, how long more you about to be up here?
I don't know. I got a couple guests that are supposed to come up, but if they don't come, I might end it a little early. But nah, if you want to get your thing going, bro, that's peace, man. I hit you up last minute anyway. What's my brother name? Illa Soul. I think I sent you. Did I send you a link earlier, bro? I was going to drop the link for you a little later, but if you want to come up now to replace my bro. But now, with that, you gotta go. You can roll out, man. I'm trying to get some hip hop shit going soon, bro. I definitely want you to have them type of conversations. A lot of shit going on in these hip hop streets, man. I definitely want to address it. A lot of music
your man's
going.
50. Your man's 50 is wilding.
Cold. Going on. You said what?
You gotta address your man's 50 Cent situation, man.
I want to address it.
I don't talk about it as yet on my channel either.
Yeah, it's because I understand both sides, but it's like it's not just with 50. I feel like we let a lot of stuff slide with certain people. You know what I'm saying? And they got kind of like toxic behaviors in hip hop. And I'm a 50 fan. I think 50's dope. I was a G-Unit fan, but 50 did bring he helped a lot of people, but he did bring a little divisive energy to the New York rap scene. Like a lot of he started beefing with this one and beefing with that one. Like I don't think New York really recovered from that time period. You know what I'm saying? The dissing Jada, it just caused like from the 50 Cent era. After that, it just kind of went to like the drill and all that era. Like who was the guy after 50 for New York? Pop Smoke and probably 6ix9ine. Or
Fabulous had a run for a little bit. Fabulous had a run for a little bit.
They was all at the same time though. Like Fab was a part of that, but I'm talking about after that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. The era after though, yeah. The era after that was like
the drill
boogie with a hoodie. It had like a little Joey Badass boom bap era when they had this movement named Beast Coast, Flatbush Zombie Pro era. A couple of crews.
Yeah, but the people were mess. I'm talking about the mainstream. Like, I like Joey.
No, that wasn't mainstream. That's underground shit.
You say ASAP, but I think the sound of New York really turned into a bang bang shoot 'em up sound, kind of crazy. With
ASAP went down south to blow up. ASAP went down south and get that Southern Texas song.
He didn't go. I mean, that was his style of rapping, but he blew up in New York. That sound definitely influenced him. But his music, his music got popping up north. I like ASAP.
Yeah, I fucks with ASAP.
I fuck with his shit all around. But you could tell he was influenced by the South, but up north still kind of like.
A lot of his video was in Texas. He was deep out there in Texas, bro. ASAP.
His main videos in New York, in Harlem. Pesos and all that shit in New York.
He got hella videos. Hoes, I got hella hoes, and I just bought a chopper. Let that pussy nigga. That's my shit.
That was all his. I'm talking about his first shit. Like when he first came out, all his shit, all them videos he shot was in New York.
What about when he was fucking with that Space Ghost Perp or some shit like that?
Yeah. He's from Miami, I think. They fell out though.
Yeah. He got a lot of shit from him too and shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
They fell out. Yeah, I fuck with ASAP. That's my guy. But yeah. Back to the show, y'all. Back to the show. But yeah, you about to slide on Witch Doctor?
Yeah, I'm about to get my shit started.
What you talking about over there?
Tonight I'm about to talk about race and no, that's a different topic. I'm talking about should men and women be treated different.
Okay.
And I want to review that Notorious Big actor, the dude that actors Notorious Big. I want to review some shit he talked about too. You know.
Yo, I wanted to review that too. That I know exactly what you're talking about.
Shit, pull the fuck up, man.
I'm over there.
Pull up. I'm about to start in probably 9:30.
I'm about to pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up over there because I want to talk about that too.
I'm about to review that shit first. Then I'm about to review that first.
Okay.
Let's get it.
You going live?
I'm going live in 30 minutes or so.
Okay, I'm gonna let a couple people come on and then I'm gonna shut down and we're gonna take it over there.
All right, bet.
All right. Shout out to Witch Doctor. All right. Yeah, y'all. So yeah, man. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link. This is for Illa Soul, all right? I'm dropping a link for one person, okay? We spoke earlier. But moving forward, if I didn't directly invite you, I'm only gonna drop the chat like we hit our goals. But I know I ain't been on the streaming in a while, so I might not hit my goal tonight, but I'm gonna make an exception for my man Illa Soul. Hold on. I just dropped the link, bro. Chime up in there. But yeah, y'all, I think this guy Jamal Bryant, it's like, yo, y'all, you guys are the coons. There's no power in talking like that.
Only new birth, y'all. Look at the person beside you. Tell them never scared, never scared. Ooh-wee. Never scared. Never scared, never scared. Never scared. Never scared, never scared. We ain't never scared, never scared. We ain't never scared, never scared. Last time. Never scared, never scared. You may be seated.
These guys are true.
How in the world are you able to walk when it is that they took Joy Reid off of MSNBC, the most fearless black woman on television?
Now, I don't know if y'all familiar with Joy Reid, but she be talking crazy. She told black people if they friends and family voted for Trump, don't invite them to the crib, don't invite them to Thanksgiving. Illa Soul, what's going on?
Oh, what's going on?
My boys in the building. What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Yeah, nothing much, man. Hearing this coonery stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, he was talking. The woman Joy Reid says some of the most craziest stuff about political perspectives and how you should treat people with a different perspective. But these are the people that they always push in our face. It's like they have a collective. It's like if you're not in this Black Caucus mindset, cabal of thinking, they try to ostracize you. It's like it's a powerful group of black people that want to keep us in the church voting Democratic. And I'm not telling you to vote Republican or Democrat, but it's like you should be allowed to vote either one. And anybody knocking you or trying to demonize you for picking a side, they acting just as crazy as the enemy that they claim we have so much. You know what I'm saying? But chime in there though, bro.
Man, I think this is kind of like the reason why I stopped going to church, because I feel as though I think like these pastors be animated. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like when a person is doing too much to try to sell their message, then obviously they don't really believe in what they're trying to sell you. Because a person who's good at selling a message, they don't need to be extra. They don't need to be animated. Like, if you ever notice, like if you go, I'm pretty sure that you've been to several churches in your lifetime. How come all the pastors sound the same? They always gotta like project their voice like, if you don't got God in your life, and all that dumb shit. Like, I don't believe it. It just I don't know about other people, but for me, I feel like it's authentic. It's not real.
Yeah, because, and I'm gonna go back to the video I was watching earlier, because of the source of how they got this. This version of Christianity they got, it came from England directly. Like this brother was saying, it came from the First Awakening, straight from England to America. So the behavior and the charismatic behavior and all that shit, it started that way. You gotta think it came to a people who was just got taken away from their African spirituality, and they looking for some type of hope. So this zealous, over the top, Hokomo Shando type of Christianity, it came from the quote unquote European white man. You know what I'm saying? So its intentions was what it was from the beginning.
Trans-denominational spiritual movement leapfrogged across the Atlantic Ocean from England to America during a period that would be known as, listen to this, the First Great Awakening.
Not from Ethiopia, from England.
In looking at this history of the First Great Awakening, we see now that being woke is not a new cultural phenomenon. Led by preachers back then like George Whitefield and John Wesley and Jonathan Edwards.
This the Holy Trinity. This is where this form of Christianity come from. These guys. So when these people be talking all this bullshit, this is their fathers. They practicing a movement that came from these three men.
This period will see the rise of activist evangelism, the call for spiritual revival through repentance and salvation, through surrendering your life to Jesus Christ as personal Savior. This would be a season of the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, marked by extemporaneous preaching and spirited religious services, challenging attendees to undergo a full born-again experience. It was all about the saving of souls, even African souls. Imagine the African slave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it had a purpose for that time period, but I don't think people realize, like, the mind of the slave at that time was a desperate mind that was trying to grasp for anything that could give them some type of hope. Mm-hmm. That don't really mean that's what we need today. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know nothing. They didn't know any better. And the fact that they felt like, oh, we could be saved too. You know that you're dealing with a different mindset when they surprised that something came to save them. They not even in their right mind. So they came to us with this train of thought at a broken time. You know what I'm saying? But how you feel about that clip?
I mean, I get what he's saying and I get what you're saying too, because you make perfect sense. I think when you have people who have been under captivity for so long, right, and you have basically blocked out every form, every way of this type of retribution, any type of hope, then of course they're going to feed them anything that's going to be the symbol of hope, because that's what they desperately need that. So hey, okay, even if they didn't, if you said, save y'all, there's going to be a hero.
Your volume going in and out. You're going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I was saying, like, what part did you hear? Because I can repeat.
No, I heard you. You just go in and out. You was talking about keep going. I heard you just in and out.
Let's say if they didn't even introduce Jesus to them. Let's say if they were saying, okay, cool, we the slave masters. Hey, there's going to be somebody that's going to come and save y'all in 3 or 4 months. They're going to hold on to your every word. You know why? Because they've been under captivity for so long. So they're going to keep looking for that person to come save them. You keep telling them that and you keep feeding them that, they're going to eventually they're going to continue to look for the person that's supposed to come 3 or 4 months from now, because you said so. They under captivity. They don't have no way out. They not in their right state of mind. So of course they're going to hang on to whoever that's going to come and save them, but not even realizing that person is never coming.
Exactly.
It's never coming. And this is the thing. This is the problem that I have with, like, religious people, right? My problem with religious people is that they don't use common sense. They replace the Bible with their common sense. It's like, the minute I get that they get their source, they get all their information from the Bible, but if you can't use common sense or you can't think for yourself, something is wrong. If I ask you a simple question, they straight say, well, go to such and such chapter, go to this verse, go to that verse. Bro, my answer is not even in that Bible. I'm asking you something that from human to human, you should be able to ask. You should be able to answer it. But they never could do that. It's like logic goes out the window for them. I just don't understand it. And I ain't saying all religions do it, mostly Christianity, because I'm with Christianity, but they never could use any type of logic when you asking them a straight up question. Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. I asked a Christian, I said, so where does it say in the Bible that you have to have a religion in order to believe in God. If you saying everything that's in that Bible, then go to the Bible and show me where it say that at.
I mean, like I was saying earlier, I'm still trying to figure out, because Jesus prayed to God,
right?
And according to the study, the history, he spoke the language of Aramaic, and the word for God in Aramaic is Allah. So if Jesus was praying to Allah, who is Jehovah? Who is Yahweh? Who is all these other people? Because Jesus wasn't praying to him. Right. Jesus prayed to Allah or Abba, which means father. So it's like, who is this other person y'all talking about? Because that ain't what Jesus was praying to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think that when you really get to the bottom of this train of thought, it brought more problems. It divided more relationships than it did bring together. Because a lot of women will not talk. I've met a lot of women who would disqualify a brother because he don't want to go to church with them. And I think they deny a greater opportunity or way to connect with brothers based on them holding that faith over there. Because I look like this. If you're going to be in a religion, if you're a black person, I feel like you should be a Muslim. If you want to be that's just my personal opinion. I think if you want to take on the faith, why not take on the faith of your ancestors for real, for real? Like your ancestors, there's a 70-80% chance that your ancestors probably Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So this is the faith of your people. It's always been that way, at least in the last, I say 1,000 years. People of color, even to this day, you go overseas, most of those people are Islamic people. You know what I'm saying? Most of the Christian nations are the ones that's behind the bombs, behind the wars, behind the gold mining, behind the exploitation of Africa in different countries. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think it's ironic that a church is speaking against the Republican Party and all that. It's like they Christian too. All of y'all are Christian. So who do we know to fight against? Y'all all believe in God. Y'all all believe in go to church. Y'all believe in the cross. You know what I'm saying? On both sides.
Do you think that it's crazy? That I think it's absurd to keep believing in the cross. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if Jesus died on the cross, if they nailed him to the cross, they put his dead body, they put his body on the cross until he died on the cross. Wouldn't it make sense to believe that Jesus hate the cross?
I mean, I look at it like this.
Why do churches
for that to be the symbol of the faith, to me, lets me know that what they're actually representing and what they're parading is the defeat of this person. They're not celebrating his life. They celebrating his demise. Why would the symbol of the faith be him dying? It could be him with the lamb. It could be him, with the children. You don't remember nobody that you love in their worst possible state. Yep. And they try to say that, we do this to remind you what he did. No, it's to remind you of what they do to people who don't think like them. See, people got to understand that's why the Bible says study to show thyself approved. Like you really got to study history, because if you study history, you don't need to believe anything. You can just see what train of thought led to what. It was the Christians that was burning people at the stake, that was calling people heretics and killing them if they didn't believe in their faith. They was killed for that. So they was killing the Christ-like figures. And that's why they killed Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So people that killed Jesus be his representative in the future. That just don't make sense. Like it don't take a lot of complicated thought to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? That he was killed according to Rome. Roman law crucified Jesus, and the Romans of today are Christian and Catholic. And the symbol of their faith is him dying. So are they bringing his life or death? Now, if you go by what people tell you, you'll say, it's his life. But if you look at history, look at how they always kill the Christ. Malcolm X, dead. Martin Luther King, dead. All the Christ-like figures are killed. So I think unbeknownst to the average Christian that they're part of something, in my opinion, that's against the Christ energy. It's not for it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Even when you go to like Genesis, right? So let's say we're going Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And this is something that I noticed when I was reading it, right? And this is in the King James version of the Bible. So in 26 it says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth and every creeping thing that crept upon the earth. 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he, him, male, female created he, created them. I think that's a typo. And then 28, it says, and God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over the fish and sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Right? So my thing is, how in chapter 26 it says, and God said, let us make man in our image. Who is our?
Plural.
But who
that's not singular, that's plural. So whatever created us wasn't one thing, it was a multitude, because it said let us create man in our image. So that's not one thing. Like it's a lot of little hidden secrets and jewels in the Bible that allude to a greater thought. The brother Ralph Spirit said religion is fake, but spirituality is real. I don't think religion is fake. I think it's presented in a fake way. Mm-hmm. But I don't think religion is fake. I can't say it's fake or real. How can I put it? Religion is
meant to be taken
a guide to help you get to a certain state. There's certain religions that are more in line with your culture and some that are not. But I just think that Christianity came to replace Islam and other religions and other spiritual trains of thoughts that our people dealt with. I think it came to replace that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that look like us all over the world, a lot of them are Islamic people. And I think if we connected with Islam more, it'll connect us back to the world. A lot of our people, it's a lot of connections in following that train of thought. I don't believe religion's fake either. I just don't go for every faithful story. Absolutely. Like, we just got to understand history, and history will tell you what religion came, why, when, who, what, what, and where. I think we go straight to, we're given spiritual texts before we're given history books. And I think we're trying to understand history through the lens of spiritual books instead of understanding spiritual books through the lens of history. Because to live right is to live right. You could call it whatever you want to call it, but you got to living right is living right. But you have to study history to know why these faiths came, when they came, who brought them, and the purpose for it. And it's not oftentimes it's not what we think it is.
All right, if there is, see, the thing is, like, all right, if the church or religious people are saying that there is something good going on after all of this, there's something good going on, and we're trying to get to everlasting. We try to have everlasting life. We're trying to get to heaven. And if all or most religions are saying the same thing as far as getting to heaven, then how come all the religions are not under one accord? How can we even possibly believe that anybody believe in their God? Because they are all on different accords. I could see if they was all reading from like their own made up Bible for their own religion, but they're not. If you really look at all the Bibles or all the books, they're mostly all saying the same thing. You might have certain people that's like, all right, well, I don't believe in this. We don't believe in Jesus Christ. We don't believe that Jesus Christ was the son of God. And even going into that, I asked a Christian, I said, so is Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit the same, or are they different? Are they different entities? This person told me that they are all the same. That's 3 in 1. But how is that when it says that God gave up his only begotten son? So he gave up a part of himself? And Jesus didn't survive until later.
People don't understand they don't understand the metaphysics of the Bible. And that's why the Jews don't worship Jesus, and neither does the Muslims. Now, if you look at throughout the world, right? Mm-hmm. Because the Catholic Church has power, which is the father or the mother of the Christian church, but the Black Christian church doesn't have power all over the world. And if they do have a power, it's because it's sanctioned by the Catholic Church. But if you look at the Muslim movement as a global entity and the Jewish movement as a global presence, they have actual power. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't have, the Christian church don't really have no power. They got some type of influence in America, democratic influence, but they don't have world influence like that. You know what I'm saying? It's for a reason. And it's the reason why they believe in a man and those other faiths believe in the source, because regardless of what you call it, The Jews don't believe in a man that's being God, and neither do the Muslims. The only people that believe in a person being God is the Christians. And it's funny because Jesus was a Jew, and they don't believe he was God.
So
those are the real Jews. They don't even think he was God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not saying they not or they are. Well, I don't think they are, but they call themselves Jews. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe that. So only people that believe that is Christianity, because I believe Christianity subconsciously just superimposes your belief in Europeans, period. So people who believe in Jesus most of the time believe in white culture altogether, period. You know, they're very superficial and a lot of times very mainstream minded, because the image of Jesus that was given to us was a European man.
I also notice how they keep switching, how they keep going back and forth between Jesus and God too. So they say like, all right, well, you know, you just gotta pray to God. You gotta pray to God. But then they will pull a scripture out of the Bible and say, well, Jesus said that nobody can get to the Father unless they get through me. So which one is it? Do we go to Jesus or do we go to God?
That's why we got to remember when they came to us with this. If they came to us with this belief when we were slaves, that means to maintain this belief, you had to still keep a slave mindset to a degree. That's why when people take on that belief, it kind of like retards their mind to a degree, because to even take on this faith as the end all be all, as opposed to knowledge itself, as opposed to Islam, as opposed to these different trains of thoughts, to say bump all of that, I'm gonna stick with what the slaves learned. That means you still got the mind of a slave, because only the mind of a slave is conducive for this faith. As soon as you get your mind out of the slave mentality, this faith don't even, this belief system don't even make sense from the perspective they deal with it. Yeah. When you look at the Bible literally, it doesn't make sense. Now, when you look at the Bible if you look at it from a historical perspective, it makes sense, and it makes sense that those people was probably Muslims.
But
they wasn't Christian.
You know how they try to guilt trip you, right? When you don't believe, when you wake up from that, when you start to see the inconsistencies and you start to see the holes in it, then they claim that, oh, you're not a real believer of God. You're not a real believer of Jesus Christ. It's always that. It's never you just, hey, he woke up or he found some inconsistencies. And even when you prove it to them, even when you prove the inconsistencies to them, they still be in denial about it. They still try to find a way to, it's like they fight.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. They fighting to be right. And it's like, bro, I can literally it's not like I'm making it up. I'm literally showing you out of the same Bible that you try to show me that you're correct in. So, like, I just don't understand. Like, even after somebody showed you the evidence that, yo, your Bible got holes in it. It got stories in it, and it got holes in it, and it's inconsistent. How are you still fighting that?
Because the church creates a place. The church has created a place where we can suspend our thinking. Because we can just say, well, I don't believe that. God didn't tell me that. It provides you a place where you can say things like that. It provides you a place to act the fool, run around, scream and holler. Like, it provides of irrational thought and behavior. And
that's true.
It gives us an outlet. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to deal. You don't have to deal with nothing. You can just believe. You can just say what you want to say, run around, act the fool. You know what I'm saying? It's,
right. And most of their beliefs,
trying to find a mate from that. I think these are one of the reasons why we have issues connecting with each other, because we think it's a time for being. We think there's a time and place to be irrational, and there's never a time and place to be irrational.
Right.
Not even if God is involved. And the church has given us an excuse to be irrational because they included God in it. So I run around. I act all like the fucking fool because it's God's house. So it's like they play a dangerous game when they really they said you too tripping. It's attacking the feed. What you mean? What is it? What y'all doing on my side?
I thought it was gonna straighten itself out, but yeah, it's like your feed is speeding up. Your voice is like speeding up.
Oh, they make my. Oh, now it's echoing. Oh, they mess with me. What y'all? How it sound now, y'all?
It's better now.
Wow, it sounded choppy. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a little choppy, but maybe it's the audio feed. But
I don't know. I'm gonna need you to come through and retool the sound for me, Skunk. You had it sounding perfect, man. get it back right. It's better. It's better. Now, but I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Yo, I'm gonna go.
I would even
Chop it up with y'all. Had a couple people supposed to pull up. I guess they got a little busy. They ain't get to pull up tonight. When I had a conversation with them, but any last word, bro? I'm about to shut it down.
Yeah. My last thing, I would even argue that Christians don't even believe in what they say they believe in, because even in their own Bible, God forbids people to celebrate pagan holidays. Most of their holidays that they celebrate are pagan holidays. So when you ask them,
even bad word, pagan, like natural or like dealing with, just
let's not use that.
Basically,
but God,
they might call Islam pagan.
But God has certain rules that he don't like. He don't like them celebrating Christmas and all them other holidays. So when you ask a Christian, well, hold on, if you believe in God, then you shouldn't even be celebrating these holidays. But you know what they're gonna say? Well, that's not what it means to me. But hold on, but if you believe in God, it don't matter what it means to you. It matters what it means to him. We can't see your God. Well, we can only see that you believe in God. We can only see that you believe in God through your actions and through your daily life. We can't see your God. You get what I'm saying? So something has to give. You can't say you believe and then you out here running around in Easter bunny suits and shit like that. Like, come on.
Absolutely. And then where it come from, they think you tripping. Like Easter come from Ishtar. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why the whole Easter egg hunt comes from the Romans. They would paint their women, and their women would hide in the bushes, and they would go and find them and have sex with them. That's why the Easter egg hunt comes from that. Comes from something sexual. But the rabbit always symbolized fertility. That's why what was the symbol for Playboy magazine? A rabbit. So they always speak through symbol. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, Christianity is the book of the Bible is talking about Islamic people. I would turn it to Christianity. I don't know. But it had the faith of Christianity is just their way of getting you to accept some of their pagan beliefs through something that's familiar with you, and that's trying to associate you with Jesus. But I gotta do probably a whole other show on that topic. But it's really, we don't understand symbolism. We really gotta really study history and study where these things come from, because there's only one source of power. All religions are leading you towards peace. So that's that. But when they start getting you into doing these certain rituals and certain performative acts, you have to do some homework to know where that comes from. There's only one way of life, and that's peace. So all this other intricate stuff, you have to take some study to understand that, because it gets deep. Chris Hampton said the belief was intended to mainly control the masses for sure. But absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. A lot of our women are tied to these trains of thought, and it's hard to connect with them when their bottom line is the echoing the sentiments of men that's telling you giving to the poor is not something you should do. It's like our women are eating up these messages, and then they figure out why they can't connect with their man, because you listen to niggas who talk like that and tell you stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They water down spiritual concepts to feed vanity. You know, and now women tell, well, God told me you're not this guy. No, I don't know if that was God that told you that. Oh, because I'm giving you some objection. Or because I'm giving you some instruction. Oh, now God said I ain't the one. Oh, okay. So they allowed them, with this current church version we have, you can just always just dismiss anybody that don't agree with you and say that's not a God. It's like it's really bullshit. Ralph Spears said our people still celebrate days. Our people that's Lord. Absolutely, bro.
The day of our lives.
Yeah, they mess with the stream. But we about to get up out of here.
Yeah. But no, it was nice. It was nice having this conversation with you, El.
No doubt. I'm about to get into my hip hop bag soon, man. There's a lot of shit going on in the rap game. I definitely want to talk about it.
All right, I'm gonna tune in because I definitely want to see you. I definitely want to see what your input is going to be about the whole job.
Yeah. I want to talk about, man. So I might do it tomorrow. I might do it this week, but I'm gonna do it soon.
The 50 Cent and Irv Gotti situation. 50 Troll.
Oh
yeah. I want to hear. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, all that, man. Joey Badass. There's a lot going on. Jay Cole's lot. But yeah, you pull up my boy.
All right, bro.
Peace, peace. All right, y'all. I don't know what's going on with the sound. I don't know what they're doing. They messing with me. But I'm about to get up out of here. Then we'll pull up with my man, Witch Doctor's Alive. Appreciate everybody for pulling up tonight. We're gonna keep it pushing. I know I ain't been on here in a minute, but we're gonna get back active. Definitely gonna get back active, get more into this hip hop conversation. There's a lot going on I want to talk about. And we're gonna get into it. But thanks for everybody pulling up today. Hope you have a blessed night. You can be anywhere in the world. You're here with me, Peace Route Spirit, Skunk, Pat, Chris, Hampton, TWI, Mac, my man George Tay for L, 18th letter. My man Illa Soul pulled up. Shannon Duncan. Everybody pulled up, man. Appreciate y'all. We out.
Them niggas shrink around you, man. You know what I'm saying? They just in the space probably before you was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas shrink when you come around. That's why them niggas don't want you around.
Situation with agendas and all of that shit that we've been hearing about. And there's nobody better than the gore. Philosophical to come set that bitch off.
Yo, you know